What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname, back at it with the final preseason recap / review / analysis video of the 2019 NFL preseason. And guys, real quick disclaimer alert right away, man. I'm doing this preseason recap and it's only halftime at Giants Patriots. We're down by like 16 or something like that right now, and I'm not doing the recap because we're down 16. I'm doing the recap simply because I will be swamped with a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. Got classes in the morning and all that. I'm just gonna be basically busy with college tomorrow, so I just want to get something out here because I do have a lot of good observations that I made from the first half of this Giants Patriots preseason game. A lot of observations I want to get out that I simply won't have the time to do in the morning. So with that being said, let's start off right at the top. We had like no starters playing at all this game. Technically Golden Tate is a starter, but he's suspended for 4 games, so the reason he's in there is because after this he's not going to have any type of in-game action until week 5 against the Vikings. So we had like no starters in this game, but the Patriots to begin the game, against our like second, maybe even third string. Yeah, this was definitely like a third string defense. The Patriots had what I think would be their starting wide receiver core rather. They had Demaryius Thomas, Julian Edelman, and Josh Gordon all out there playing with Jarrett Stidham, and it was basically a mismatch. You had starter level guys, and Josh Gordon and certainly Julian Edelman, when healthy, are NFL star wide receivers, going up against the bottom of the barrel Giants defensive backs, and with our bottom of the barrel guys basically playing defense. It wasn't a very fair matchup. But even then, in the first quarter, we did get good pressure on Jarrett Stidham. One guy that stood out to me was McIntosh. He had really good pressure throughout the game. And we even got a sack out of former starter BJ Goodson, who was definitely fighting for a roster spot. That sack is only going to do positive things for him, but the one player on the defensive line that stood out to me was McIntosh from the jump, from the first snap of the defensive plays. He was on there. He was very close to getting a sack also, but just didn't come to fruition. And, on the first drive for the Patriots, we held them to 3 points, which I was surprised by because, like I said, they had their, basically their starting wide receiver core out there playing against guys like Ronald Zamora, Henry Tolliver, and some guy's name who I can't remember that the Giants had out there at defensive backs and whatnot. So they played good considering that. Now I would talk about Daniel Jones if he was actually in the game. I mean, they had this guy in there for one drive only. He was very good though. I mean, what do you expect from Danny Dimes? 4 for 4, 47 yards, no touchdown, but that's fine. He had led a pretty good drive, had one stellar throw. Probably my favorite, not my favorite, but definitely one of my favorite throws at preseason. The packet collapsed almost immediately on him, and he just let the ball fly on a nice over-the-shoulder fade to Golden Tate, and it was a completed pass. Very nice throw, very nice pocket awareness by Daniel Jones. Once again, his best qualities are timing and ball placement. Now then, since they only had him in there for one drive, I was super surprised. I thought he was going to play at least a half. The Giants did take him out, and this is definitely a sign for something. The first thing that came to mind when they took him out for me was not, oh my god, why did they take him out? It was, wow, he's going to start this season, guys. And I mean, it's not much as a shock, considering my recent QB video that I did, and everything in the media and whatnot. It's not as much as a shock, but I definitely still hold the opinion that it would be better to let him sit for this season. But the way they're protecting him, because definitely the reason they took him out is, I think, more so an injury concern more than anything. You could also say maybe the coaches, they already know enough about him, seen enough from him to know that he's the guy. But this definitely shows, because of the injury concern, they don't want him to get injured, so they took him out. This definitely shows that they want him to play. They want him to start some games this coming season. So, hey man, Daniel Jones did his thing. Definitely solidified his place on the New York Giants roster, and we might see him sooner than expected. Who knows? Now, the guy that came in to replace him for the first half. Like I said, I didn't get to see the second half, but one big observation that any Giants fans with 2 pairs of working eyes saw is that Alex Tanney, man, he stunk up the joint. He is not making the roster, or if he does make the roster, I'd be very surprised, because last year I said the same thing about Davis Webb. I said that Davis Webb would make the roster. He didn't make it. We ran with Alex Tanney instead. This year, I don't see any reason to bring Tanney back. I mean, yeah, you could maybe say veteran experience to help coach Jones up and whatnot, but you got that in Eli. And honestly, in these last 2 games, Tanney's play has declined a lot, and Aletta's play has definitely risen. And this is that game. This is that game that will decide which quarterback we keep. I won't be surprised if by the end of the game, in the morning when I look back at the stats, or I look back at, news surrounding the Giants, people are saying that Kyle Aletta is our 3rd string quarterback, because Tanney, he was terrible. Right now, his current stat line is 4 for 12, 53 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And they were 2 stupid interceptions. The one that definitely stands out is when he tried to force the ball on the run to, I think it was Reggie White Jr., when he had a wide open CJ Conrad in the flat. Yes, it was a 3rd and long, but bro, just take the check down. You never know what could happen. You're not Aaron Rodgers. You're not Patrick Mahomes. I don't know what he was doing. The ball was way underthrown. Oh, no. The one that CJ Conrad tried to catch was underthrown, but the one where he threw to Reggie White was overthrown, and it went straight into the hands of some Patriots defender that I can't even remember the name of. And in general, Tanney just looked terrible out there, man. Like, he looked really bad, guys. I mean, like, anybody could have gone out there and played better. I was surprised they kept him in as long as he did. After the first interception, I thought it was out. After the second interception, I definitely thought he was out, but no, he basically played the rest of the half. I mean, I guess they want to see if there's anything Tanney that could show him, but who knows. Another roster move that was definitely, I guess, shown here was one person that needs to make the roster, and I said this in my preview video. Alonzo Russell had another good game, another big game, for a guy like him. Definitely something that coaches would take notice of. He had the lone touchdown of the half for the Giants, 2 receptions, 45 yards. One of them was absolutely beautiful, the best throw I've seen Alex Tanney throw of his entire career. But Alonzo Russell played really good, man. He got open a couple times. He got open twice in the end zone, and Tanney overthrew him. Got him once. But in general, Alonzo Russell, in my opinion, has looked the best out of all of the wide receivers that are like fighting for that 5th and 6th spot, maybe even 4th. But I think he's definitely going to make the team. Combine the fact that he always seems to be open on the field. Yes, against backups and whatnot, but these guys are playing for their jobs. Combine that with the fact that he's always out there in the hustle plays. He's definitely fighting with all that he has in his body for a roster spot. I think he will get it, and I will be surprised and definitely a bit sore if he doesn't get it. I mean, there's not much guys I think that are doing a better job than him. If I were to predict the 6 wide receivers, or maybe 7 that we'd run with: Golden Tate, Shepard, Darius Slayton, Benny Fowler, Alonzo Russell, Russell Shepard, maybe TJ Jones. Like, those are 6 guys that come to mind. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but on the running back side, they didn't even get really much of a chance to shine. The best one out there to me was Paul Perkins. He was 6 for 9, averaging 3.2 yards per carry. Like I said, they didn't really get much of a chance, but when they were in there, the O-line seemed to be doing a good job of opening up holes and whatnot. Speaking of the O-line, once again, all backups, they did a okay job. Don't expect too much from them, but they did an okay job versus a Patriots, I guess, 2nd, 3rd string defense. Like, there was a couple plays where they just completely collapsed, especially with Tanney. There was one where they completely collapsed on Daniel Jones, but luckily Jones got the ball out and whatnot. And and all in all, they did an okay job. What can you really expect from the backups? And finally, to wrap it up, one big defensive play that we had, other than the sack from B.J. Goodson, was the Sean Chandler interception, which came off of a R.J. McIntosh hit, if I'm not mistaken. He hit Jared Stidham, the ball went up. Sean Chandler got the interception, returned it for a couple yards. All in all, a good defensive play all around. That's what you want to see. You want to see your pass rush have a good pressure on the quarterback, and that creates terrible throws. Terrible throws leads to good interceptions for our team. That's what you always want to see. Definitely something to note down on Sean Chandler's book right there. He's trying to make a roster spot and whatnot, but we are kind of thin at safety, so I think he has a good chance. Not too much to say there, but that's what I got for y'all. Let me know what you all think. Leave your thoughts down below. Like I said, couldn't really watch the second half, but that's how the cookie crumbles. I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out.